Welcome to Whispers of the Mossy Glen, a soothing and enchanting sleep story crafted to guide you into a restful night's slumber. If you find comfort in this journey and wish to experience more like it, we kindly ask you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Before we delve into the serene world of the Mossy Glen, we'll begin with a gentle breathing guidance to help you unwind and prepare for our tranquil journey. Should you prefer to skip directly to the story, the timestamps for each chapter are provided in the description below, allowing you to begin the narrative right away. The story will follow Rowan, a recluse who dwells within a mossy glen, where they will uncover a mysterious language in the whispers of nature that speaks of a forgotten illness. Now, find a comfortable position where your body can relax and feel fully supported. Allow your body to gently sink into your bed, releasing any tension you may be holding. Perhaps adjust your blankets or pillows until you create a cozy nest, a space just for you. This is your moment to let go of the day's burdens and invite a sense of calm and serenity into your evening. Imagine the soft glow of the moon filtering through the trees, the damp, earthy aroma filling your senses. Let the soothing ambiance of the Mossy Glen embrace you, guiding you towards deep relaxation. Let's begin by taking a gentle breath together. Slowly inhale through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs like a soft breeze flowing through the leaves. Exhale slowly through your mouth, as if releasing a gentle sigh of relief, just like the forest exhales its worries at the end of the day. As you breathe in, imagine the gentle rustling of leaves in the glen. As you breathe out, feel your body releasing all that no longer serves you. Feel your body softening with every passing breath, allowing any tension to dissipate. Let the image of a soft, moonlit stream wash over you, gently carrying you into tranquility. If your mind begins to wander, it's perfectly all right. Simply observe your thoughts as if they are gentle clouds floating by in the sky, and then gently bring your attention back to the rhythm of your breathing, or to the sound of my voice. You are now free to simply listen and let this story carry you towards sleep. Imagine yourself within the glen, the soft moss beneath your feet, the gentle murmur of the stream at your side. Feel the steady heartbeat of nature all around you. Now, let's begin our journey into the heart of the Mossy Glen, where the ancient whispers await to guide you to peaceful rest. Chapter 1. The Discovery of the Whispers. The Mossy Glen had always been Rowan's sanctuary. Tucked away from the world, nestled between gently sloping hills, it was a place of perpetual quietude. The towering trees, their branches draped with emerald moss, stood like silent sentinels, their ancient roots delving deep into the earth. A clear, winding stream meandered through the heart of the glen, its gentle burbling a constant soothing melody. For Rowan, this place was more than just a home. It was a living, breathing entity, a quiet companion in their solitary life. Today, as the first rays of dawn painted the sky with soft hues of lavender and rose, the glen felt different somehow. a subtle shift in the familiar symphony of nature, like a note out of tune, but not in a distressing way, just enough to pique Rowan's curiosity. Rowan, a figure as gentle as the morning mist, emerged from their small cottage, a structure built from warm, honey-colored stones and roofed with moss. They moved with a quiet grace, their bare feet barely disturbing the soft carpet of moss beneath them. Dressed in simple, earth-toned clothing, they were a mirror of the glen itself, unassuming, patient, and deeply connected to the natural world. With a small basket woven from willow branches in hand, Rowan set out on their daily walk, a familiar routine that brought them peace, and today with a gentle sense of expectation. The basket was prepared for collecting herbs and flowers, an integral part of their herbalist practice. But even more so, it was the gentle rhythm of nature that called them now. The first place Rowan visited was their herb garden, nestled beside the cottage. The plants carefully tended were a vibrant tapestry of greens, purples, and blues. Chamomile blossoms swayed gently in the morning breeze, releasing their calming scent, while lavender sprigs stood tall, their sweet fragrance wafting through the air. Rowan moved amongst the plants, their fingers lightly brushing against the leaves, their presence as calming as the soft light itself. As they began their collection, they noticed the leaves seemed to be slightly more brittle than normal, and the colors seemed ever so slightly muted. They could tell something in the glen was not right. As Rowan moved deeper into the glen, they began to notice something different within the familiar sounds. The soft rustling of leaves, usually just a gentle murmur, now seemed to form patterns, as if whispering secrets on the breeze. The water gurgled in the stream with a different tone, creating a melody that seemed both ancient and poignant. Rowan paused, their senses heightened, listening with an open heart to what the forest was communicating. There it was again, the faint language of the glen. It was not like any language they had ever heard before. It wasn't made of hard edges and harsh sounds. Instead, it was a soft melody, almost like the language of birds, or the sigh of wind through the trees. It was a language they had felt more than they had heard, and it resonated deep within their heart. It called to them like the roots called to the soil. Rowan had no way to translate the sounds, yet somehow the feelings and emotions the language held were crystal clear. A feeling of slow malaise, of dullness and muted vibrancy. It felt like the forest itself was feeling ill. Intrigued, Rowan followed the melody, moving deeper into the heart of the glen. The trees here were taller and more ancient, their mossy limbs stretching towards the sky like aged arms reaching out for a loving embrace. As Rowan wandered deeper, the moss on the ground seemed to glow with a soft, ethereal light, its gentle luminescence guiding their way. It wasn't a harsh or jarring light, but a soft, silvery glow that felt comforting and calming, like the glow of a lantern in the deep of night. Rowan felt a sense of wonder and calm. The sounds of the glen were enveloping them in a warm hug. The stream's melody grew stronger, pulling them towards a small, secluded clearing. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient tree, its gnarled trunk covered in deep green moss, its branches reaching up towards the sky like a beacon. Here, the whispers of the glen were at their loudest, and Rowan realized that the ancient language was speaking from the very heart of the glen, from the very heart of the great tree itself. The ancient language spoke of an illness that had settled into the land like a slow, dull ache, a silent call for help that was now resonating all through the glen. As the sounds of the glen enveloped Rowan, they knew that their understanding of the language had just begun, and that they needed to listen to the glen, to hear and feel what it needed. This was the start of their journey, a quiet, gentle quest to understand the ancient language and heal the forest, all while finding peace and harmony within themselves. As the first chapter ends, feel the mossy glen wrapping around you, the sounds of the glen creating a sense of serenity. Feel yourself drift deeper into relaxation, ready for a night full of soft dreams and calm rest. Chapter 2. The Ailing Heart of the Woods. The following morning, the mossy glen awoke with a soft, gentle sigh, as if releasing the night's quiet secrets. Rowan, having spent a restful night, felt a renewed sense of purpose. The whispers of the glen, though still subtle, were clearer now, each rustle of leaves and burble of water carrying the faint notes of the ancient language. The illness, Rowan understood, was spreading, its influence causing a slow dimming of the glen's vibrant energy. Their heart ached with a gentle empathy for the forest's quiet suffering, and with it, the strong call to understand and heal. Rowan began their day by revisiting the ancient tree in the clearing, the heart of the glen where they had first clearly heard the ancient language. They sat at the base of the tree, the cool moss soft against their skin, and closed their eyes, allowing the sounds to wash over them. The language wasn't formed of words, but rather of feelings and emotions. A gentle hum of the earth, the soft murmur of the stream, the rustling of leaves in the wind, each sound carried a layer of meaning, a subtle communication of distress and a longing for balance. Rowan began to realize the importance of the interconnectedness of the glen, how the health of one affected the health of all. As the morning light filtered through the leaves, Rowan noticed a particular plant near the stream, its leaves drooping more than usual, their color a shade duller than the other plants. It was a plant that Rowan often used in calming teas, known for its gentle, soothing properties. As they focused on it, they began to hear the language more distinctly, the plant's soft whimpering blending with the glen symphony. The language seemed to be drawing Rowan's attention to the plant, to the way it was withering and urging Rowan to understand its condition. It was a call for help, a request for Rowan's healing touch. Rowan gently picked the plant, cradling it in their hands. Its leaves felt brittle and dry, the very opposite of their usual supple texture. Rowan felt a pang of sympathy for the ailing plant. a quiet determination to help it. They carefully brought the plant back to their cottage, placing it in a pot of fresh soil. As they worked, they focused on the gentle movements, feeling the earth beneath their fingers and listening to the soft sounds of the glen. Rowan then gently watered the plant, imagining the water flowing through the plant, reinvigorating it with life. Inside the cottage, the air was filled with the calming aroma of dried herbs and the gentle crackling of a small fire. Rowan carefully prepared a tea using other calming herbs, their movements slow and deliberate. As they steeped the tea, they whispered words of comfort and care, sending their intentions of healing out into the glen. They offered some of the tea to the ailing plant, carefully pouring a small amount into the soil and letting the gentle mixture seep into the roots. As they worked with the plant, Rowan realized that the gentle touch of the healer could make a difference, even amidst a widespread illness. Rowan spent the remainder of the day observing the glen, their senses heightened, their attention focused on the subtle changes around them. They noticed that the small animals seemed less active than usual, and even the sunlight filtering through the leaves seemed a little weaker. As they walked, they repeated a simple phrase that came to them from the ancient language, a phrase that seemed to encapsulate the need for balance and harmony. It was a soft, melodic sound, almost like a hum, and Rowan found it calming, like a gentle mantra. The sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of soft orange and pink. Rowan returned to their cottage, a sense of calm determination settling over them. They knew that the path to healing the glen would be a gentle one, a gradual process that required patience and deep listening. But they also knew that the forest itself had all the answers they needed, hidden within its ancient wisdom, within the ancient language of the Mossy Glen. As the night came closer, Rowan felt at peace, knowing that their journey had just begun. As the second chapter draws to a close, imagine yourself sitting beside Rowan in their cottage, the gentle light of the fire dancing across your face. Feel the comforting warmth, the soothing sense of herbs, and the quiet murmur of the forest outside. Let the calmness of the Mossy Glen wrap around you as you drift into a peaceful and restful sleep, ready for new adventures in the morning light. Chapter 3. The Path of the Moonlit Stream. The moon, a soft pearl in the inky sky, cast a silvery glow over the Mossy Glen, transforming it into a landscape of gentle shadows and soft illumination. Rowan, guided by the whispers of the forest, awoke with a sense of calm purpose. The ancient language seemed to be calling them towards the moonlit stream, the path ahead illuminated by the glowing moss. It was a gentle call, more of an invitation than an instruction, urging Rowan to follow its gentle flow. With a soft determination, they prepared for a nighttime journey, feeling the connection to the glen grow stronger as they took the first step outside of their cottage. Rowan moved with a quiet grace, the luminous moss beneath their feet creating a pathway of soft light. The stream, usually a gentle burble, now seemed to murmur with a deeper, more resonant tone, carrying the subtle notes of the ancient language. As Rowan walked beside it, they focused on the soft sounds of the forest, the gentle chirping of crickets, the hooting of an owl in the distance, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the soft breeze. Each sound felt like a gentle guide, leading them along the path, as if the entire glen was helping them through this nighttime quest. The path along the stream led deeper into the glen, passing by ancient trees and moss-covered rocks. The air was filled with the calming scent of damp earth and pine, creating a sense of peace and tranquility. As they continued deeper, Rowan began to feel a pull towards the stream, an invitation to connect with the waters that were the lifeblood of the glen. The ancient language now seemed to weave itself into the rhythm of the stream, the slow, deliberate flow resonating with a deep, calming energy. It was an invitation to seek the source of the water and to listen to what it had to say. Rowan gently stepped into the stream, the cool water flowing over their bare feet. The stream's touch was gentle and soft, not jarring or cold. They felt an immediate connection to the water, as if they were a part of its gentle flow. As they moved through the stream, they closed their eyes, focusing on the sensation of the water against their skin and allowing the whispers of the glen to wash over them. The language was clearer here, not spoken with words, but with the feeling of the current, the gentle rise and fall of the water, and the smooth stones beneath. With every step, Rowan felt a stronger connection to the stream, and as they followed its path, the luminous moss lining the banks grew brighter, illuminating the way with a soft, ethereal glow. The stream meandered through the glen, passing by hidden waterfalls and tranquil pools, each location holding a unique sense of calm and peace. Rowan took the time to appreciate the beauty that the night had brought, from the soft glow of the stars to the serene reflection of the moon on the water's surface. As they walked, Rowan noticed a small, almost hidden cave nestled into the side of a moss-covered bank. The opening was framed with glowing moss, beckoning Rowan to step inside and to explore the unknown path that it presented. The ancient language of the glen now seemed to be calling to them, drawing them towards the cave as if it held a piece of the puzzle. It was a gentle call, a pull of curiosity that resonated deep within Rowan's heart. With a sense of calm expectation, they followed their instincts. Inside the cave, the air was cool and still, the walls lined with glistening crystals that reflected the soft glow of the moonlit stream outside. The gentle dripping of water echoed through the cave, creating a soothing, rhythmic sound that added to the sense of tranquility. It felt like the heart of the earth, a place of quiet contemplation and reflection. The whispers of the glen were strong here, speaking of the illness in the form of a slow disharmony and revealing a need for gentle balance. It was as if Rowan had been guided here to find a new piece of the puzzle. The cave felt like a place of rest and peace, a sanctuary within a sanctuary. But Rowan knew that they must continue their gentle journey toward understanding how to restore the balance of the glen. As the chapter ends, imagine yourself with Rowan in the cave, the soft light of the crystals, and the gentle sound of water creating a haven of tranquility. Feel the peacefulness of the moonlit glen surrounding you, and allow yourself to drift into a calm and restful sleep, ready to embrace the next day with gentle energy. Chapter 4. The Heartwood of Healing. As dawn began to paint the sky with hues of soft pink and gold, Rowan emerged from the crystal cave, a sense of calm resolve settling within their heart. The whispers of the glen, once a murmur of distress, now carried a note of gentle hope. They understood through the ancient language that the source of the illness stemmed from a disharmony with nature, a disruption in the flow of life's gentle song. And they now also knew that the answer, the key to restoring balance, lay within the heartwood of the ancient tree at the center of the glen. Rowan retraced their steps, following the moonlit stream back towards the clearing, the soft glow of the morning light painting the glen with a fresh sense of tranquility. The luminous moss, now faded to a soft green with the rising sun, no longer guided the way, but it had left an impression on the path that Rowan now knew by heart. As they walked, they focused on the gentle sounds of the waking forest, the soft chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves in the breeze, and the gentle burbling of the stream, each a note in the glen's gentle melody of life. Reaching the clearing, Rowan approached the ancient tree with a renewed sense of purpose. They placed their hand upon its moss-covered trunk, feeling the gentle pulse of life that flowed through its ancient wood. The whispers of the glen grew stronger here, the ancient language now clear and concise, revealing that the cure could be found in a special herb that only grew in the shadow of the great tree. It was a rare plant that bloomed only once a year and was now ready to be harvested if Rowan approached with a sense of gentleness and patience. Rowan circled the tree slowly, their eyes scanning the ground around its base. They were looking for the special herb, not with any sense of anxiety, but with a gentle sense of expectation and anticipation. It took them a while. The gentle search became a meditation in itself, allowing them to take in all the small details of the glen. The forest spoke gently to Rowan, pointing them closer to where the herb would be found. The very heartwood of the tree seemed to hum with a deep, ancient energy, guiding them towards the hidden plant. And there it was, nestled amongst the roots, a small plant with delicate leaves, shimmering in the soft morning light. It was unlike any herb Rowan had ever seen before, its petals a soft, luminous white, its leaves a shade of deep emerald green. Rowan approached with reverence, their movements slow and deliberate, as if they were touching the very essence of the glen's healing power. Rowan gently cupped their hands, allowing the space to fill with the herb's gentle energy. Rowan carefully harvested the herb, taking only what was needed and expressing gratitude to the earth for its gift. They felt a deep connection with the plant, as if they were both part of the same interconnected web of life. With the herb in hand, they returned to their cottage, the scent of the plant filling the air, bringing with it a sense of calm and hope. It was as if the glen was breathing easier now. Inside their cottage, Rowan laid out the herb on a clean cloth, ready to begin the process of making the healing balm. They moved slowly, their hands moving with precision and care, grinding the leaves and mixing them with other calming herbs. The gentle rhythm of their movements, the soothing scents of the herbs, and the quiet ambiance of the cottage created a sense of peace and tranquility. They knew this balm was more than just a medicine. It was a vessel for the glen's healing energy, an embodiment of its gentle song. As they finished the preparation of the balm, Rowan felt a sense of deep satisfaction, a quiet confidence that the glen's healing was now at hand. They placed the balm in a small wooden container, ready to share it with the forest. As the chapter closes, imagine yourself beside Rowan in their cottage, feeling the gentle energy of the balm in your hands. Let the peace of the Mossy Glen envelop you, and allow yourself to drift into a peaceful, restful sleep, knowing that healing is always possible, with gentle intent and mindful action. Chapter 5. The Glen's Gentle Renewal. With the healing balm carefully prepared, Rowan stepped out of their cottage, the morning air filled with the promise of renewal. The sun was now higher in the sky, casting a warm golden light over the Mossy Glen, and a gentle breeze was rustling through the leaves, carrying the scent of fresh herbs and damp earth. The ancient language, now clearer and more vibrant, seemed to sing with a note of hope, guiding Rowan on their final act of healing. They carried the small wooden container with reverence, their heart filled with a quiet sense of purpose. Rowan's first stop was the stream, the lifeblood of the glen. They gently poured a small amount of the healing balm into the water, watching as the liquid dispersed, its calming energy spreading through the stream. The water seemed to shimmer and sparkle, as if waking up from a long sleep. As the balm flowed through the stream, they focused on the gentle burbling, listening for any change, any sign that the healing had begun. It was almost as if the stream itself was gently thanking them. Next, Rowan moved towards the ancient tree, the heart of the glen, gently rubbing the balm onto its mossy bark. As they worked, they whispered words of gratitude, acknowledging the tree's ancient wisdom and its role in the glen's delicate ecosystem. The tree seemed to sigh with relief, as if finally able to breathe deeply after a long period of discomfort. They could feel the energy of the tree begin to flow more freely, an invitation to spread healing to all parts of the glen. Rowan then began to spread the balm throughout the rest of the glen, gently applying it to the leaves of the plants, the bark of the trees, and the mossy rocks. They moved slowly and methodically, ensuring that every corner of the glen received a touch of healing. With each application, they focused on the intentions of restoring balance and harmony to the forest, each gentle movement acting as a kind of prayer. As they worked, Rowan noticed a change in the glen. The leaves began to regain their vibrant hues, the dullness fading away as if the forest was finally waking from a long sleep. The stream flowed more freely, its water now sparkling and alive. The animals too began to stir, their movements more lively, their songs more joyful. It was a beautiful awakening, a gentle renewal that filled Rowan's heart with a profound sense of peace. The glen itself felt brighter and lighter, as if a heavy weight had been lifted. The whispers of the glen, now clearer and stronger, filled the air with a gentle melody, a song of gratitude and joy. Rowan could feel the ancient language flowing through them, a sense of deep connection and belonging to the glen. It was as if the forest itself was thanking them for their gentle and deliberate care, and for the deep listening that they had done to understand the needs of the glen. The healing had begun, and the glen was returning to its former beauty. Rowan finally returned to their cottage, their heart full of gratitude. They looked out at the mossy glen, bathed in the warm afternoon light, and smiled. The forest felt whole and balanced once more, the illness now a distant memory. The gentle song of the glen was strong and vibrant, a symphony of life that echoed through the valley. Rowan knew that they were only a small part of this healing, and it was the ancient wisdom of the glen that held the secrets to such a profound recovery. As the final chapter draws to a close, imagine yourself standing beside Rowan, looking out over the beautifully healed mossy glen. Feel the gentle warmth of the sun on your skin, the soft breeze in your hair, and the calming sounds of the forest all around you. Let the peacefulness of the glen fill your heart and allow yourself to drift into a calm and restful sleep, knowing that balance and healing are always possible, and that peace can be found in the quiet moments of life.